everyone, I'm Irene.
And I'm Binula, and welcome to the first episode of the new That's Awesome podcast.
So for our first guest, she's a very special friend of ours. She worked with us before. She is one of the outreach producers for the fashion show. She was a buying intern at Ross Stores in New York City, and she was part of the Fashion Scholarship Fund. So let's welcome her. It's Abby Ashbacher. Trying to be hype. I'm trying to hype it up for you. Hi, Abby. How are you?
I'm great, Irene. How are you?
I'm great, Abby. I'm
How are you, Binula?
I'm great as well.
Perfect.
So, how's everything? I know you juggle a lot of stuff. How's that been?
It's been good.
You're a senior, right?
Huh?
Senior?
Yes.
In AMD.
Correct. Yes. So, I'm a senior, AMD. I came in with a double major, so I was apparel merchandising and marketing. Since then, I've kind of figured out I don't really need a marketing degree for what I want to do. So obviously I was like, why am I going to put myself through 22 credits a semester if I don't have to? So since then I've switched. So right now I'm an AMD major. I have 3 minors in journalism, general business, and then sustainability. Journalism's kind of like the fun buffer of all of my coursework. Yeah. I've taken like a mobile photography class and like a fashion beauty writing class. And then sustainability is something new I've kind of gotten into, and that's because I've gotten more interested in like the sourcing side of apparel merchandising, and I feel like sustainability kind of goes hand in hand with that. Mm-hmm. So that's something I've kind of recently dove into. And then I have a general business minor I feel like everybody kind of needs like a solid business background for anything you do. So
going back to that, when you said journalism, you have like fun classes. Yes. Is that how you keep yourself like going every day? So you have like something to look forward to with everything that's going on. You have something that classes you actually like really enjoy and stuff.
I feel like coursework, obviously depending on your major, it's overwhelming no matter what major you're in. I feel like, and what's been important for me is I've just not only just like the journalism classes, but like involving myself in different clubs and stuff, and things outside of coursework, I feel like is really what kind of keeps me like grounded and sane.
Makes sense.
And it helps because like I'm in clubs with a lot of my friends, so that's kind of it, like goes hand in hand. So it's like I'm going to something that's academic related, however like I'm in it with my friends, so it's it's more fun. And like next semester
that makes sense, right?
Next semester, I get to like take the fun class. I'm in the wine tasting class.
Oh, really?
That's going to be the highlight of my senior year, I think.
That's
fun.
It's going to be fun.
Yeah. Wait, did you like choose your minor specifically because it relates to your major? Or is it just because like you like all those stuff?
So when I came in as a freshman, I like originally thought I did choose a minor in journalism. Yeah. That was because, like, when I came in as a freshman, I was like, I am going to work for Vogue, and I am going to be a stylist for Beyonce, or, you know, the typical fashion major thing.
Aim high.
Yeah. But obviously, honestly, since then, I haven't worked with Beyonce. She hasn't returned my calls.
You never know.
Beyonce.
You still got time.
Beyonce's definitely watching the That's Awesome podcast.
She's definitely listening in. Watching.
She loves Iowa State, I've heard.
She loves that department.
But yeah, so since then, I've kind of obviously figured out that's not what I want to do. Not work with Beyonce, just like not do styling and all that. Okay. That's kind of just like evolved through my coursework here. Just throughout my, technically it's been 3.5 years. I found out more about what there all is to like a fashion major and what you can all do like with everything. So I feel like just throughout my coursework, I've kind of learned all the possibilities there are. So I've grown from that. So like that's when I added the sustainability minor because I got more interested in sourcing for apparel merchandising. And because I've gained more interest in sourcing, I've just like found that I feel like a sustainability minor would go hand in hand with that, because you're looking at like ethical factory conditions and like stuff like that, which I find really important. And I think it's something that is kind of like the future of fashion. So
which that is part of your internship. Am I right?
Yeah, so somewhat. So what my internship technically was it was buying, and that kind of, it's like in the same genre of sourcing, I would say. Okay. It's technically like merchandising, I guess you would call it. And obviously like the job is you're buying the garments from, so since like, it depends what company you work for, but so since I was with Ross, obviously they're an off-price retailer, similar to like TJ Maxx, like Home Goods, that kind of store. So for them, each intern, I think they had about like 100 interns, and you get placed in a randomized category. So I was in like men's activewear. Yeah. So I was like looking at like athletic like tops and tank tops and like gym shorts, that kind of stuff. And so like the vendors that like we would go to is we would like talk to representatives from Reebok and like Fila and like the athletic wear brands. And so that's kind of where like I feel like sourcing kind of came in, is you like basically are sourcing the garments from these labels. So yeah, it's kind of evolved from my like internship experience too.
But that's a big group of people, like 100 interns. Yeah. Like, is there like a specific number of people in like your department that are like in the same boat as you are?
Yeah. So I want to say, 'cause I don't even know how many like technical departments there would be within Ross, but like, so the corporate office in New York City, it was about 12 floors, I want to say, and we took up every floor. Oh wow! And so, and because it's their corporate offices, so they have one in New York and LA. Okay. And the New York one is a much larger scale, and so within Ross, it's like Ross, and then they have DD's discounts. Yeah. Which is like the underlying one. So I was technically in DD's. So
okay.
And then within those labels, they have like they break up the categories into like tiny minuscules. So like there's women's shoes, men's activewear, women's activewear, plus size men. So tons of different categories. And like in my category, there was about 3 people. So that kind of
Okay.
Yeah.
I understand that.
Yeah.
So it's all broken up and stuff.
Yeah. Do you like take turns, like how do you say, like jump within departments, or do you like stick with one?
Do you stick with one?
Yeah, so it is common, I feel like I have a friend who was at Nordstrom over the summer, and I think they might have, I know multiple programs, they kind of do like a rotational program where they get like
that's the word,
like a month of buying and then a month of what's the other thing, it's like allocation planning.
Okay.
That's what they usually do. But for me, it was just entirely buying, and I didn't necessarily jump around to departments. I did, however, like I wanted to kind of like find like different interests within the company. So what they did do for the interns is like they had a day where we talked to like the sourcing director, and then I got to meet with like their director of sustainability. Yeah. Just like me personally. So you can always like kind of seek out those small little opportunities.
Did you get your internship? You got your internship from the New York trip. Was that true?
It's related to the Fashion Scholarship Fund, right?
Fund? Yes, it is.
Okay.
Shameless plug.
Shameless plug.
So I got it. So if you're involved in the Fashion Scholarship Fund, you get to like attend a career fair, and it's nice because it's virtual, because obviously not a lot of these huge companies would come to Iowa, so it's very great that it's virtual. And it happens in the fall, and I believe they have another one in the spring, but I'm not quite sure. And so I happened to be studying abroad at the time when they had their career fair, and it was my junior year. And then you like go on to like the Zoom link, and you can like see all the companies that are there. And I just knew Ross was like always a good employer. Like they have a great company culture, and they have a good reputation. I've known like alumni that have worked there and like since moved on to full-time roles with them. So I just knew they were a good company, and I decided to hop in their little chat booth, and then I talked to one of their recruiters, and just like right off the bat, I wasn't expecting this, but we were just talking, and then he's like, all right, like, let's set up an interview next week. And this is when I was in London too, so there was like the time difference and everything.
Okay.
And I was just kind of like a little shocked, but because I wasn't expecting that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then so since then, I always felt really comfortable, and I feel like that's what motivated me to.
Is it separate? Is it a separate career fair from what like the university has?
Yeah.
If you do it if you do it through the fashion scholarship.
Yeah.
fund?
So the Fashion Scholarship Fund is a completely like external career fair, because they bring in so many companies from like, they're just like I feel like a much larger scale. Like I know this past semester, Savage X Fenty, Rihanna's brand, was there, and like
really?
they have, it's like a ton of, I don't want to say they're like random companies, but they kind of are. They're like smaller, like not your typical like.
It's a lot, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's more, there's like more indie brands in the bunch.
I read somewhere that everyone who were part of the fashion scholarship fund got an internship during the summer.
Yeah,
Awesome.
and you don't even, so like a lot of people complete the case study, and so that's what you have to do to be a part of the Fashion Scholarship Fund. And even if you complete and submit a case study, you can go to these career fairs. Like you don't have to place or win or anything like that, and you can still attend. And I know like my friends also have had good success with the career fairs too, and they like have gotten internships out of it as well. So yeah, no, it's a great thing that I recommend.
Talking more about your case study, what was your focus on?
It was Girlfriend Collective, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, so mine last year's, I did on Girlfriend Collective. You can do like 4 different emphasis. So you can do like design and product development, supply chain, merchandising or marketing. I did merchandising just because that's kind of like what I know. And I did it on the brand Girlfriend Collective. And basically, you can do your case study on any brand, any emphasis. It's pretty free range. Yeah. They give you like a prompt on like what you have to follow and what the theme is of the year. But it's pretty much free range. Like you can do what interests you. So I kind of use that as an opportunity to explore like a side interest of mine. So I did on Girlfriend Collective, which is a sustainable and ethical women's activewear brand. I would say they're a bit smaller. They don't have like any brick and mortar stores. However, they're like carried in Nordstrom's and such. Okay. So I did my case study on them, and my whole like focus was I created their best-selling like activewear products, but with longer hemlines, ultimately to target like the preteen age of girls, so that at the end of the day they're not taken out of class because they're dress coded. Ultimately, like I kind of, and like deciding that too, I kind of use my group of friends around me and everything, just because I know like as a girl, like it's very common to be dress coded growing up, and I feel like it's always been an issue, and it continues to be an issue. And so the thing that I like about the case studies, you can you do this academic project, but you can like apply something has a much bigger purpose and do it throughout this project. So that's kind of what I did. And then December came around, and I was lucky enough to get chosen as one of the winners. And when I say like winner, basically it's like you like place nationally. So like they do choose ultimately at the end one top winner, but they basically took like 500 applicants and they chose about like 120 winners.
And she's 1 out of 120. Oh my gosh, that's so cool. But then you went to New York for an awards gala. Yes. Right?
How's that?
She was in a room with Anna Wintour, everybody. She has a Getty image of herself now.
I don't have a Getty image.
Oh, you don't? Emily has one, right?
I wasn't poor enough to get the Getty image.
Baby, no one has to know that. You just say, if someone says that, just say you have it.
She has a Getty image. She's legit now. She's legit.
But how was New York?
No, that was amazing because one, it was free for me, which is amazing. And I love free things.
Always a win.
So, it was actually like 2 days after the fashion show last year. I want to say it was originally supposed to be in January, but then it got postponed because of COVID.
Okay.
And so I was like a little worried we weren't going to get to go. But then, yeah, it was 2 days after the fashion show. Actually, no, it was literally, we left on the flight the night after the fashion show. Oh. And so we obviously went to bed late, and then we like got up for the flight at like 4 a.m. And so very tired, but by no means it was amazing. Like I loved every second of it. It was like the most surreal thing that's ever happened to me, I think. Yeah, we flew to New York. They put us in like the Hilton downtown.
Okay.
It was bougie. We were we were in so they put all the scholars in the same hotel.
Okay.
Yeah. And there was like a group of students there from the UN. And it was just like really funny because like we were just all like little fashion kids, and then these like people walked in like
with suit and tie and
like full suits saying what country they're from, and like we were like, hi, like you're very important. But no, it was funny.
Did you get a room for yourself?
So actually, Emily and Catherine, the 2 other scholars, they roomed together because they're both in the same year, so they knew each other. Okay. And so I was like with a random roommate, but it ended up being really cool because
nice.
I met I met another
people.
scholar from she was from, I want to say, North Carolina, but she ended up like getting a full-time job at Kohl's, and so it was just nice talking to her and like getting to meet her, and so just great opportunities. And then we went to the gala.
How was that?
It was amazing. I got to dress up, which is so fun.
It was like a red carpet and stuff.
And then we got to like stand on a little, not like a red carpet, it was like technically blue, but like there was a backdrop, and it was just so fancy. It was the fanciest thing I've ever been to in my life.
She's legit already. She's already legit.
She has a Getty image. I mean, what else do you need, right?
You can keep looking for the Getty image, but
it's somewhere there.
Yeah, no, it was amazing, and I recommend like the Fashion Scholarship Fund to everyone, just because that was like, I don't know, just like a huge part of, I think, that I'll remember for years after I graduate.
That was a couple of like, I would say like a month or so before your like internship.
Yeah, so it happened in April.
Did it excite you to go back to New York?
Yeah, so actually, at the gala, I met the 2 recruiters from Ross.
Was that the first time you met them?
Yeah, I'd never met them in person, and then they weren't the ones that like interviewed me when I got hired, but they ran up to me and they're like, "Are you Abby? Like we've been looking for you all night because we know you're interning with us." And I was just like, "Oh my god, hi!" Like we just talked to so many people that night. It was like so nerve-wracking, but no, it was really good, and it was such a great opportunity.
Yeah, I bet, because like the networking there you can get is amazing.
The like CEO to every company was there. Which made me very nervous because I'm like, I need to talk professional. Like,
just walk around, just handing out resumes.
I like printed out
you did?
business cards for myself and everything.
Yeah.
I only handed out like
That's
2,
smart.
but
I mean, hey, 2's more than nothing, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Sorry.
But then, going back to your internship, what classes prepared you for that? Or like your minor?
I mean, specifically for my internship, I would say there's like a retail buying class. It's like AMD 376. I took it with Jessica Hurst. That I feel like was the main thing that we pretty much did in that class, what I did in my internship.
Yeah.
So it was very like applicable. I would say like that's the biggest class that I kind of used. But other than that, I would say like I use a lot of like skills that I gained from like my club involvement. So like the Fashion Scholarship Fund, that was like more just like social skills and like stuff like that. I feel like I used
what
more.
What clubs are you in?
So I'm in, currently, I guess like my main one is the fashion show. To date. Yeah. So this year I'm one of the outreach producers for the fashion show. It's been a great opportunity so far.
Have you been having fun?
I am having so much fun. It's so much work. Like I know I'm not even like, we're not even close to like where the real work comes in. I know, but like since school started in August, we've interviewed like 40 people to be directors. There was 60 applicants. We chose 40 directors. Since last week, we've had 106 people apply to be committee members. We've gone through all those applications and like, it's been such a great opportunity. It's like helped me grow as a person, like professionally, because it's weird being on the other side of an interview.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you the same thing because I remember you were on the other side. You were doing a lot of work, but you weren't like. I wouldn't say you weren't in charge, but you were like taking orders, I'd say. And now you're giving out orders. How does that feel, the juxtaposition?
I have yet to get experience giving out the orders.
Okay.
That, I think, we've had one fashion show meeting so far, and I've like kind of already been like, this is weird. Because like I'm supposed to, not boss around, but I'm supposed to like, lead a group of people who are my age that I have classes with. Yeah. And like, obviously it's fine, but like I'll get in my head sometimes and I'm like, oh my god, like this is so scary, like why should I be leading them, you know? So, but Sarah, if you're watching this, I'm fine. I'm doing a great job leading.
I get it. But then like, what's the theme this year? Do you know now?
No. So we don't know because usually when the theme comes out, we try to get a guest designer secured. There's no telling when that's gonna. I have 0 sneak peeks for you. Right. Lips are sealed.
Okay.
Off camera.
Not even off camera. My lips are sealed.
Okay.
But yeah, obviously we're trying to get someone very cool as a guest designer, and then once we secure them, we basically have like kind of a voting round within the fashion show. So like the committee members, the directors, people create mood boards and like. With like ideas on what they want the theme to be, and then we all vote on it. And then since then, it kind of evolves with the help of our art directors. And it's just great because like our art directors, they're graphic design students, so nice. So they just take that and they let it run, and they create it into such a larger theme. So yeah, don't know yet, but it'll. Okay.
Will it be in? Where is it? Where was it last year? Hilton? No, it was not in Hilton. It was
2023 is in Stevens Auditorium, April 15th at 7 p.m.
Be sure to be there.
That's good.
And cut. We're done. No, we can't do that. We can't do that yet.
We need to talk a little bit more about the fashion show. But this is your second year doing it. Am I right?
Technically 4th. Because
second year in like organize, like the committee, I'd say.
Yeah. So
okay.
So as a freshman. I was like freshman, sophomore year, I was a committee member.
Okay.
Since then, junior year, I became a director. And then last year, I interviewed to have a producer position. And then I was lucky enough to get an outreach producer position. Mm-hmm. And then so that's what I'm in this year. So I've just slowly kind of worked my way up. But that's pretty common with everyone. They usually come in as committee members and then learn the ropes and then kind of work their way up.
What's it like the day off? Are you like biting your fingers to like the knuckles? Are you like panicking, running around everywhere?
I'm actually really excited for this year because with my positions I've been in the past, I've never had a like backstage position.
Okay.
Because not every member is backstage.
Yeah.
I've always been involved in the social media side. Okay. So I've been more on like the outside, like posting about things and like updating, calendars and like stuff like that.
Yeah.
And so I feel like I'm going to have, like, I'm very excited for this year because I'm going to be, I mean, I don't know technically where exactly I'm going to be yet because it's pretty far away, but I'm definitely going to be, like, more involved in the backstage aspects, and whoever we get as a guest designer, I'll be able to be backstage with, like, their designers and, like, figuring out what looks they're going to send on the runway. And, like, I am most excited for.
That sounds exciting,
Yeah, but it's definitely going to be hectic, like it always is. There's always chaos, but nobody sees it on the other end, and that's all that matters.
But it's fun, hectic, right?
For sure.
It's like you want that nervous jitters.
Yeah,
if that's a good word.
It's like a rush.
It's like a rush. Yeah. It's a good rush, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Like a roller coaster. You have your downs. You feel like, oh, I'm gonna die right now. I'm gonna die. This is the end, and you're like, that wasn't that bad. Is that a good way to say it? I don't know. I feel like because like the stuff I've been involved back in like high school and stuff, that's how you always feel.
Yeah.
There's one point where like, why did I even sign up?
Verge, right?
But you're like, this,
there's definitely up and downs.
Yeah.
But that comes with everything, so.
I mean, that's a good thing about it.
Gosh. That's fun. Well then, Abby, thank you for being here.
Thank you. Thank you for having me on the first episode.
Well, it's always a pleasure to talk to you. It's always fun to talk to you. You always make us laugh.
Yeah.
So that's a good thing.
We miss you.
We actually miss you in the office a little bit. But so that's been the first episode of That's Awesome Podcast. We're starting out. We want to know what's good, what's bad. So let us know. Let us know. And if you want someone as a guest, if you think someone we should interview and have on the podcast, please let us know. And that's me signing off, Irene.
That's me signing off. But then we want to make it a tradition for our guests to say the closing line. So Abby, please.
I'm Abby Ashbacher, and that's awesome.
That's so cheesy, but so good.